fam, it's your boy Ray. I'm back with another video, and today I'm gonna give y'all a quick little story time on a time where I was working a job. It was at Richie's Car Wash. Before I get into that, I had to go back. Before I get into that, make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe this video. If you're new to my channel, how you doing? Welcome. I'm Ray King. It's good to see you. I do music. I do YouTube every once in a while, but I'm trying to be more consistent for y'all. So just go ahead and tap that notification bell and hit that subscribe button for me, and so you can get personal notifications for when I post a video. Let's get into the story time. So this was actually in, I believe, 2022, 2023. I was working another job. I was working at the hospital part-time. I was doing 3 days a week over there. But I wanted another job. The 3 days a week was actually decent for me, but I wanted more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted more money to basically fund, to help pay for my music and stuff like that. Cause I'm a artist, a local artist in New Orleans, and I'm a small local artist in New Orleans, and I do like R&B music and stuff like that. So that's why I had picked up another job, and also to have like a little extra plan, you know, plan change. And when I got this job, I actually didn't start at the location that I was at, because the name of the car wash is called Richie's. It's got multiple locations. I don't know whether the state, what states or whatnot. I honestly don't know. But I know down here we have multiple Richie's, and I started out at one in, I want to say Kenner, Louisiana. It's not too far from New Orleans, or not too far from where I stay. It's probably about like no more than 35-40 minutes, if that. And I trained over at the one in Kenner. The job was laid back. Basically, I'm gonna tell y'all what I was doing. I'm gonna give y'all just the, you know, what I was doing as a car wash. So basically, what I'll do is, when the people, and y'all know how this go, when the people bring their cars in or roll around the thing, I basically play with the retractors and stuff like that, pressing the button so the thing could come down. If they got a antenna on their vehicle that's sticking up or something like that, we don't bring the retractors down. But if you got a flat top or a truck with a bed in there, they also have this thing where you press the retractor, and the big brush at the top don't go down in the back of the truck if you got like a long bed truck. So it'll basically go across the rooftop of a truck and basically harp and go back up to keep it from going in that bed. So basically you're just controlling like the little controllers on there and stuff like that. And also I'm basically doing this. Left, right, stop. Come on, you can come on. All right, neutral, and point to the sign or whatever. That's basically what I was doing. And to be honest with you, they paid decent at the time. They didn't pay too much, but it's like $14.50 an hour. And I was like, okay, well, this is decent, you know, for something that's part-time, you know. Plus you have the option to get overtime and stuff like that. Look like I have I don't know what's going on with my forehead on the left side, but right here it is, I don't know if that's pigmentation or something, but I feel like it's darker on that. But anyway, so basically that's what I was doing. I enjoyed the little job or whatever, and I just was happy, you know, to be out the house and be able to make some more money or stuff like that. So my time at the job, I didn't really have no big complaints. At the time, they had this guy, when I first had switched from the one, after I finished training, I went to one, forgot which location that one was, but if I think of the location, I'll tell y'all, but I forgot what the location was. But anyways, I started over there because I only was training. I did probably about a week and a half at the one in Kenner, and they transferred me to one that was closer to my house, not too far from my house, probably like no more than 15 to 20 minutes. And when I started over there, I didn't have a problem with nobody, but they had this one guy. I don't even remember the dude's name. I just know he was a big dude, big stocky dude, dark skin. When I first started, you know, he was cool, you know, he was quiet, he was chill, until he just came over there, started talking to me, and he just was like, yeah, you know, man, where you from, da da da, such. I'm telling him, and you know, we having a conversation and stuff like that. and he asking me all these questions. Where you from? Da da da. You know, just talking. He start telling me his feel like a life story of, you know, or he's telling me, you know, oh, I just got out of jail and stuff like that. I've been in jail 15 years. And I'm just like, okay, you know what you like, why you telling me this? Because I honestly don't care. I'm just here to do what I gotta do and make my money and get the fuck, because I got shit to, you know, I got shit to do. So, you know, I'm thinking the whole time the dude is cool, like, you know, he laid back and stuff. They had the other dude named Vic. Vic is actually his real name. Vic was the main supervisor of this business. Mind you, they don't own the car wash. He's just a supervisor of it. And the other guy who I'm talking about, we're gonna give him a nickname. We're gonna call him Meech. So Meech, since he was a big dude, I'm gonna say Meech, yeah. So Big Meech basically, not actually the real Big Meech, I'm just say Meech. Meech actually started acting weird, you know, as days go by, he's starting to act weird, and I'm just noticing the shit, but I'm not really saying nothing about it. I have a tendency to scope shit out first before I open my mouth, just to make sure I'm not tripping. So Meech basically was doing some crazy shit and saying some crazy shit after a while. Vic was the supervisor at the time. Vic was cool and everything. And out of this story, I do want y'all to take something from out of this story, and I'm gonna tell you after I finish the story. At that time, I wasn't hurting for money. I wasn't, because like I said, I was using the money to help me with my music and stuff like that, to be able to shoot videos and to be able to get in the recording studios and stuff like that. So that's what I basically was doing. So mind you, they had this pastor, he came. I don't know if I still have that. Matter of fact, no, because I had called him, but I do have a Bible that he gave me, and I'll never forget it. And around that time, I was going through a lot. So, not financially, but just going through it after my incident in 2020. So I still was kind of going through that. And this pastor, I even told that pastor about what had happened. So as days go by, you know, me just starting to act weird. It's almost like, you know, like I talked to Vic, and Vic was like, you know, he was telling me the same thing, you know, yeah, because he just got out of jail, such and such and such. And at this point, I'm like, okay, so y'all just hiring, like, I'm not knocking the people who, you know, getting out of jail, trying and stuff like that, but it just was like, what's the purpose of telling? Because honestly, I don't give a fuck whether you just got out of jail or not. Like, I'm here to do what I gotta do for myself and my family. Like, I got things, bills and stuff I gotta pay. I got this. I'm trying to help myself, you know, better myself, you know, stack up a little bit more bread and stuff like that. So that's what my mindset is at. But I remember, I'm trying to remember exactly what had happened the first time that made me real. Oh, so obviously the dude he started making it a big deal. Like, I wasn't letting the people in right when they first come in the gate. It's so easy to let these fucking people in. All they do is pay, take their money out of their car, swipe it for them, or either they could do it themselves, but swipe it for them, and then the gate open and they come in. Then you also have the other side, which was the side where you play with the retractor buttons. So it was one day I was playing with the it was a problem that I forgot what he said. I was doing something wrong. He kept saying I was doing something wrong. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Because it's not much you can do wrong. Like, you swipe their card, they let them in, the gate open, and they go. Next person go, unless you're trying to sell these little things where it's like a little deal or whatever, where they get to wash their car, they can come back, they pay a monthly fee, and they could come anytime they want to wash their vehicle, basically. So I had to do the fellows out as well. But when it came to, I think it was a couple of days after the retractor, started noticing, he started coming over there, man, you're not doing this right, such and such and such. Let me do it, man. You know, get out the way, let me do it. And I'm just like, what the fuck is you talking about? The buttons, the retractor buttons, all that shit is easy. Like, that shit is slight work. All you doing is pressing the buttons, making sure you hit it for the right type of vehicle it is. And that's basically it. He made a big deal about that. So I didn't say nothing. I let that slide. And over time, over the course of I wasn't there long. I probably was there no more than 2 weeks, if that, maybe 3 weeks. But I wasn't there long because I'm about to get into it. So mind you, they had a new little dude came in, and I want to say his name was Malachi. I'm not sure if that was actually his real name, but I think it was something like that. But he was a little younger than me. But they actually was paying him more than what I was getting paid. He was getting paid 17. And I'm like, how the hell am I getting paid $14.50? And y'all so-called claim that they just went up on pay rate. Why the fuck I didn't get a raise? You know what I'm saying? Why I didn't get a raise as well? So that just, to me, it just was, that rubbed me the wrong way in the beginning. You know, I'm not mad at the little dude. You know, anybody who come and get a job, you just need a job. You trying to make your money. But I'm just saying, like, the fuck, I've been here before this little dude. I've probably been out about 2-3 weeks before the little dude. Maybe I say 2 weeks before the little dude. Something like that. And all of a sudden, he coming on making 17. So I already felt some type of way about that, but I just never said nothing. But when he was talking to me, he was telling me, that's why they say never tell nobody or discuss your pay rate with somebody else, because if I find out that you getting paid more than me, and that happened to me on another job where I found out somebody was actually really getting paid more than me, showing me their check stubs and everything, and I'm all the way at the bottom of the pay thing, and I'm like, okay, something not right. And then when you go to the supervisors, they always have this thing where they say, oh, well, you shouldn't be discussing pay with each other. It wasn't even that. It just came up and I found out about it, and just that was that. And I asked for a raise at that time at that other job. But back to the car wash situation. So Malachi told me how much he was getting paid, and I felt like, damn, I should be getting paid more than what I'm getting paid. So this where I felt like it was a war zone. So all this day this dude came to work. All this day this dude came to work, had an attitude about certain things. Mind you, Vic and Meech are cool. Like, they are friends outside of the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I came on, I'm coming on as the new dude. I don't know nobody. So Meech and this dude is friends. And Meech and Vic is friends. Vic was, at the time, I thought Vic was cool. Like, you know, if I had a concern about anything, Vic was cool. I was discussing it. He was asking me, and that's another thing. When I first got hired, Meech kept asking me questions like, you know, what you got another job for if you already got a job? I just want more money. Like, I got things to do, and I started telling them that I'm only here because I want to do my music. Not saying that I don't need the job, but when I say I'm here because I want to, that's extra money for me to put on the side so I can take care of my business with music-wise. So, like I said, Meech had an attitude with me. It was his turn. Vic had left. Vic was off that day, I think. And there was a day where they had Meech over us that day. And all of a sudden, Meech came outside. We're in the big garage thing, like where the cars go in, and we had to pressure wash those things, the walls, the ground, all that oil, get all that oil off the ground where the cars come in, cleaning all that up, sweeping all that oil, and, you know, just doing all that, making sure it's clean and making sure it don't have no buildup. So I'm doing that, and it just got to a point where he came out there and he was like,
dude, I need you to hurry up. Like, you wasting time. You need to hurry up. Like, what you doing? You playing around.
And I'm like, it caught me off guard because I'm like, wait a minute. Now, before all of this, he did tell me we need to be out of there at a certain time. But in my head, I'm like, okay, we need to be out of here at a certain time. I'm moving as fast as I can. It just, I'm still clean. I'm just trying to make sure it's nice and clean or whatever. So it came to a point of time where he came back out there. He probably came out there like 3-4 times.
I told you, you wasting time. You need to come on. Like, you.
Who you talking to? The whole time, the other little dude is not even in the spot I'm in. I'm in the middle of the tunnel. I'm pushing my way all the way down to the back, to the where the cars come out. The other little dude, he's actually further in than me. So I'm actually moving fast as fuck, like, and that became a problem. I didn't like the way Meech was talking to me. So, you know what I did? I said, this is that little guy, second day on the job, and I feel like this dude over here showing off. I felt like he was showing off. And at that time, I was gonna call the people over that owns that place and let them know basically what happened, that I was disrespected. But I didn't call them because I'm like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck anyway. Like, I have another job. It didn't really affect my pockets or nothing like that, I'm gonna just be honest. But it was good to have one check, because I got paid bi-weekly. But it was good to have one check. You get paid once this week and once that week from that job, once that week from that job, once, you know, it was money steady rolling in for me. So after that night, when he kept saying that, I dropped it. Once he came out there that last time, I was pissed off. I dropped it and I left. I got in my car and went home. I don't see where it was a problem when you said it was time to go anyway. And at that point, I didn't finish the tunnel. At that point, I'm done. Literally, like, I'm almost there. I'm literally done. So I just left. I got my shit and I left. So the next day, mind you, they say it's mandatory that at least 2 people still be there. So the little dude is still there and he's still there. So why the hell when I went there the next day, I guess Meech told Vic what I had did. And guess what? When Vic called me in the office, I was explaining to Vic what had happened and how I felt. And I said, Vic, I felt disrespected. He was trying to show off, and he was sitting in there too. I said he was trying to show off in front of this little dude over here. I said, number one, I'm not nobody's child. Don't talk to me reckless. Don't talk to me like that. I don't disrespect nobody, and I'm not about to sit here and take no disrespect from nobody. A
Good job. That's
dead. Number 2, like I said, once again, I told him, talk to your kids like that. You have 2 kids and a wife. You talk to them like that. Because I'm not your brother, I'm not your cousin, I'm not nobody for you. I don't even let them talk to me like that. So why would I let you talk to me like that? So I'm telling him, we going back and forth. Mind y'all, when Meech wasn't in the office, don't you know Vic was like, when Meech wasn't in the office, you know, like I said, Vic was basically, oh yeah, you know, yeah, because he going through stuff with his wife and stuff like that. That's probably why he acting like that. He just aggravated or whatever. But that don't got shit to do with me. When you come to this job, don't take that shit out on me. At the end of the day, a job is a job. That's there for you to work. If you going through personal stuff, keep your problems at home. But Vic gonna tell me when Meech came in the office, that's when Vic changed up, and Vic was basically like, oh yeah, well, you know, we're the supervisor, and whatever we tell you goes, and we talk to you how we want to. Basically, that's literally how he. And I'm like, oh no, this ain't gonna be for me. It wasn't even like a fuss thing, but I told him, he said something. I said, no, I'm gonna sit right here and I'm gonna wait till Vic come up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to get up and go nowhere. So Vic came in there. Vic basically saying that last night, the night that I had left, it was basically job abandonment. I abandoned my job. And I'm just like, I don't see how I abandoned my job, because, you know, I mean, I was asked to finish doing my job and get the fuck. So that's what I did. I got the fuck. Y'all still had 2 people left over there. So how the fuck is that job abandonment? So, you know, it just got to a point where I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. That day, I don't know if they sent me home early. I forgot. It was so long ago. That day, maybe, I think it was the next day. Maybe the next day. The next day, I'm at home in my bed. All of a sudden, I get a phone call from Vic, and Vic was like, oh, we got to let you go because we contacted somebody over the CEO or somebody over and they decided to let me go because it was technically job abandonment. First of all, I came to work on time. Second of all, I did my job. Where was it job abandonment? Now, don't get me wrong, these are young black men. I just don't understand how, like, you can treat your brother, which I'm not really your brother, but how you can treat your brother or somebody like that, you know, that's there, that's working, that's trying to be proactive, that's trying to do something. Mind you, all Meech wanted to talk about is his new Honda Accord that he had bought. It was like a gray color. I forgot what the edition was, but it was a gray, like a gray color. And that's all Meech could talk about at that time. But it kind of, when I meet people like that, Because I've had them experiences before where people try to befriend you just to get you out the door. I don't know if he's seen something in me. I don't know if he's seen potential, that he felt like I was coming for his top. Because I mean, you can get bumped up like this. Like, you can get in some good spots. But I didn't plan to bump up like that. Like, no, I'm just here to do the basic little job, get my shit done, do the minimum, and go home. So, you know, like I said, I told my mom and them, and I'm like, they fired me. Like, I was gonna call the people and I was gonna explain to them what had happened, but I was like, it defeats the purpose, because I really don't give a fuck anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just honestly didn't care. But moral of the story is, it would be your own people. Literally, it would be your own people, your own kind. People you think is gonna support you. People, even though we don't know each other, but I look at it like, you don't know me, I don't know you, but at the end of the day, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I want the best for all of us. And for the simple fact is, you got me fired. Mind you, that day when I had talked to Vic, I told Vic, I said, dude had an attitude. This was a time where the dude wasn't even in the office. I said, Vic, he had an attitude with me. He was disrespecting me, talking about something.
Hurry up. Come on. You need to come.
Like, no, you're not about to talk to me like that. Like, are you crazy? So, I told Vic that, and Vic was like, oh yeah, because he, you know, he gone through things with his wife and stuff. So I kind of get where you coming from. But then all of a sudden, Vic turned around and fired me. Tell the people what had happened, and they fired me. It just don't make sense. So I think that had to be Vic fault, because that was his friend. When you hire two friends like that, they're gonna be on each other's side regardless. Me, I'm not like that. I could have one of my little partners or one of my friends or whatever, and I'm gonna tell them, like, don't fuck with nobody over here. I'm gonna just be real. Don't mess with nobody over here. We get new people. Because I'm not about to sit here and take a side. I'm not about to do all that. And I'm not about to fire nobody if they really didn't do nothing wrong. So I got wrongfully fired. And moral of the story is, this is why I tell, not even just for myself, but for other black people, or just people in general. I want to say people in general, not just black people. People in general. If, you know, in a predicament, you got your legs, your arms, you got a mouth, you got working, you know, bodily parts, you know, that you can get out there. You can be your own CEO. Go do your own thing. Like, I push for people to go do their own thing. Get your own business. Because when you dealing with jobs like this, that shit can be very, very frustrating for you. Mind you, I'm not a back and forth type of person. Like, I'm not about to argue with you. That's just not. It's either we fighting or we not. Like, I'm not about to go back and forth with you. Like, it just defeat the purpose. I'm not about to sit here and make myself look stupid. And I honestly don't want you to look stupid. I just don't want to go back and forth. I highly recommend, you know, just people in general, try to do something. Find your own business. If you young, try to do something, you know what I'm saying? Do something with your life, because when you working for other people, they got to say so to fire you. They control technically what you do, how you do it. They control when you come to work, when you gotta be off. They control when you can take a trip, when you can't take a trip. It's just way too much. That's why I honestly, I'm starting to I know owning a business is really, really hard work. Let's start there. But working for people, I never had a problem with that. But the problem come in at is that, like the things that I just said, you know, not being able to take trips when you want to take trips. Your PTO, they be, even though I had PTO at one of my other jobs, this lady still tried to tell me that I couldn't go on a trip, and I told her I was gonna quit. She said, oh well, we just gonna fire you. I'm like, okay, because I'm taking my trip. I've been working. If I didn't work all year long and never took a trip, and I have a trip booked, or my family or whoever got a trip booked, and I come to you and I tell you a month or two in advance, and you tell me I can't take the trip, I'm going. I don't care what you're talking about. Don't try to tell me how I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody is liable to use their PTO. I told this lady 2 months in advance before she said, oh, other people got those days off. I said, but this is the time. The trip is already booked. We already spent money on this trip. But moral of the story, like, out of this whole story, it be your own people. I never was the type of person to tear down others. I'm not that type of fucking dude. Like, I'm very respectful. I won't see people win. But that what Meech did, I never forget that. And I actually seen Meech somewhat. This was a while after I got fired. This was a while after that. I seen Meech in 2023. I think I seen Meech last year sometime. Me and my cousin, we seen Meech. I was in the car and I told my cousin what had happened, but he just looked like he just was looking. You know, he ain't even say nothing, and I'm just looking at him with the meanest, the most fucked up look on my face, cause I'm like, nigga, you fucking got me fired. You know, I want to say so many other things, but I'm not gonna do that. But moral of the story: try to be your own boss. You feel me? That was it for this story time. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure before you leave, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, so you, and look, click that notification bell so you get personalized notifications for when I post a video. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Deuces.